Morning, everybody.
Good morning, Rabbi.
This week's parsha is Parshas Behalotecha. At the end of the parsha, there's a situation that a discussion came up between Aaron and Miriam based on the fact that there were two prophets that were prophesizing, and a comment was made, and Moshe Rabbeinu became the topic of discussion. And something was said in good intention, but it ended up saying something negative about Moshe Rabbeinu. And because of that, Hashem rebuked Aaron and Miriam because of that. Because it was like, in a sense, considered Lashon Hara, negative talk. And it describes Moshe Rabbeinu, Va'ish Moshe, and the man Moshe, Anav Ma'oid, was exceedingly humble, Mikala Adam Asher Al Pnei Adama, more so than any other person on earth. That means to say that at that time, Moshe was the most humble person. And at that time, Moshe was also, we have to put the facts together, Moshe was also the greatest person. Moshe was the person that he was the messenger of God, that went through all the 10 plagues, pretty much in Egypt, directly, indirectly, but it was done through Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe was involved by getting all the Jewish people together. He was involved getting them by the splitting of the sea, guiding them to Matan Torah, receiving the Torah from Hashem, teaching it to everybody. Everybody had to be a student by Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu was the man. He was the man. And at the same time, it says that Moshe Rabbeinu was the most humble person on the planet of Earth. And it doesn't just refer to then, it refers to all time. So how is that possible? How is that possible that Moshe Rabbeinu was humble? What did he have to tell himself, or how did he see himself? How did he justify all that to be able to say that he's still considered humble? So the explanation is that the first thing is, when we say the word humble, it's misunderstood. We think humble is that I know who I am and what I am and my values. I'm just not going to brag in front of somebody else. I'm humble. That's not humble. I'm bragging quietly. I'm just not telling everybody about it. I'm keeping my head down, but really in myself, nobody comes close to me. That's really how, in general, that's humble. What's humble? Humble means I'm quiet. I'm not bragging. It's a lack of taking action to what I really think, how I want to express myself. But humble really means that the person doesn't see themselves any more than somebody else. So how did Moshe Rabbeinu justify that? So Moshe Rabbeinu first of all said like this: any gift that I have, any opportunity that I have was all granted to me from God. This that I have wisdom, you don't choose wisdom. You don't go, there's not a shopping cart before you come down here. You choose how much wisdom you want and then you get what you get. And you get those cards that you get, now you got to play with them. So Moshe Rabbeinu came to recognize that everything he has was given to him, granted him by God. Okay, so it's not his. There's nothing to brag about it. Number two, if somebody else would have the same capabilities and gifts and opportunities and situations that he had, they would do just as a good of job, if not better. It's probably better. So now he's not bragging about it. That's two. Three, if you see somebody else, the other person also has gifts from Hashem. Just like you have gifts from Hashem, the other person also has gifts from Hashem. So you're not just not bragging about your own gifts, knowing that it's really from Hashem, you also see the other person in a good light. You see the other person also has things that are given to Hashem, and perhaps things that you don't have. And the person has challenges you don't have, and they have opportunities that you don't have. So you come to recognize and value the other person's gifts and the other person's potential and the other person's situation. And then you're not bragging about yourself, and you're also humbled by seeing other people that perhaps they were not given the gifts that you have, or they have other situations, and they're still doing whatever they can do. And you're inspired, like, wow, look at that person. Look at him. He's starting from 0 or starting from 10 or 20 or whatever it is, even if the other person is 100, but that person is being able to control and do what they have to do. So this is how Moshe Rabbeinu saw everything was a gift from Hashem for himself and for other people. Hashem should help. We should be able to see that. And when you see that, you also understand the responsibility that comes with it. Because if you know it's yours, you can decide to use it any way you want, whether it's positive or negative. When you know it's not yours and the clock is ticking, you got to make sure you're utilizing it. If you're given something and you don't utilize it properly, then you're wasting it. So Hashem shall help. We should be able to recognize, utilize it, and be humble at the same time, and to be able to make it count. B'karav mamish, with Mashiach b'karav mamish. Amen.